Hello, everyone, and welcome to
Between the Shores.
Yes, Between the Shores. And this is a time where we take the time on a Monday after Sunday to talk about what we were learning on Sunday and, what can we be digging in between the two Sundays.
Yeah.
And I love the reminder of Between the Shores being here in Summerside, the most narrow part of the island. Literally, if we could pull ourselves up in a big tall elevator, we could see both shores. And I don't know, Joel, I love the beach. I love to just go and walk on the beach and the sound of the waves and just to be present. And sometimes in our crazy weeks, it can be hard to even think about a space to just be present. But they're there. Those spaces exist if we will look for them. Just like the beaches are there. Doesn't mean we go to them every day, but they're there. And so will I choose to take some time just to be present?
It's a little bit more frustrating here on PEI because it's so close that we can take advantage of it, and we can also ignore it because it's always going to be there. But it really is intentional to, like, we were yesterday and walked along Rustico. I could have just stayed and had an afternoon nap. But I'm so glad, so glad went and did the walk. Because you need to get out. But I mean, we can do the same thing in our own comfort and everything. And I love that Between the Shores idea of we have to go to those edges. We have to go to the edges of ourselves. And even after Sunday, recognize I need to go back and look at, okay, God, on the extremes of my life, what are you trying to say in my heart?
In my heart, yes.
And
those extremes, like you said, we can ignore them. But they're there. And it's kind of like asking the Lord, what are we working on? God, what are you trying to show me that you want me to be aware of and to hear you? And when we long for that, there will be opportunities to, he will provide those moments where we can choose just to be present with him. And, on Sunday, the quote that Hank had shared that many people were like, oh, people settle for a level of despair that they can tolerate and call it happiness. And so we can just get very used to the busyness of life and, thinking, well, the beaches are there for when whenever.
This becomes normal.
So the busyness, the everyday becomes normal. And we think, oh, I'm good. And then something happens. So, the term wall was brought up. We hit walls in life. Like these are moments where life gets difficult. But walls aren't always like necessarily terrible things. Like I would say my sabbatical was like hitting a bit of a wall because everything that I was used to doing suddenly no more. And so then now what do I do? And so it wasn't a bad thing, but it definitely woke me up to what is my everyday normal? And is it what God is asking? Is this how he designed me to live? And so the questions began. And then he began to show up and show me the way through the wall. Like I couldn't get through that myself. I couldn't say, oh, I'm going to do plan A, B, and C. Like he had to begin to show me what those things are. And this coming Sunday, I'm going to share a little bit more about what that looks like. Because we are prone to wander. And that's what I'm going to call my message, is prone to wander. So anyway, that's a little bit of a teaser for this coming Sunday.
Oh, no, that's good.
And so, so when we hit these walls, we start to recognize, oh, wait a minute. What is at the margins of my life? What are these things that are impacting me that I don't even fully grasp, but there's something that doesn't feel quite right.
And walls are both barriers and protection. Protecting us from and protecting us.
Well, keeping us out of or keeping us from in.
And those aren't always bad things.
That's right. Exactly. And sometimes, you know what, we actually sometimes need those things. Like oftentimes these self-protection starts from a young age because we don't know how to cope. And so we need to put up something to protect us. And in that time, it's helpful. But as we get older, those barriers, those walls that we've put up can get in the way.
And I think some of the things, especially what Hank was talking about, like the barriers and all those things, is just like if there's a wall in front, we can spend all our time looking at the wall or what it is instead of looking up and saying, okay, God, what are you doing?
Yes.
And what is it you want to show me?
Yes.
You've entered a maze.
Yeah, that's right. How many more walls am I going to
hit? Or this is, you need to stop.
Yes. Yeah, and sometimes he's asking us to stop and be still.
Yeah.
And rest, because you know what? He knows we're exhausted.
Yeah.
We're tired. He's like, I just need you to rest right now.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, I want
to. I can't help but think about where Israel is at now. The Wailing Wall. That's all they got is a Wailing Wall.
A wall.
Yeah, that's it. It's just a wall. If you're stuck with that,
right,
instead of looking up, okay, God, what are you doing?
Yes.
And that's, I think, so much a challenge, and we get caught up in, like one of the things, like Hank brought out in this message, he brought out and brought back some old words that used to be church words that kind of been hijacked into New Age and other things.
Yep.
But brought them back like, hey, these used to be our words.
That's right. Yeah, these are words that were words that the early church used very naturally to describe God. Transcendence is to describe God, the connection to Him.
Yep.
That's our word.
Yeah. Like I was thinking about that word, and like early on, like my dad, of course, grew up in the 40s and 50s, and he we grew up Catholic and everything, so transcendent was a common word.
Yep.
He would go to marriage encounter and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And he got into transcendental meditation in the 70s as that was becoming popular. And partway into it, he's like, well, this is a Catholic thing. But then he found out, no, this is like LSD and, and all this other weird stuff. And they have taken these.
Because the words to him were like, I'm used to these words.
Yeah, he went to St. Bonaventure. I mean, he had Franciscan friars teaching him. So those were their words.
Yes.
But it got taken over by this whole other movement. And he's like, I got to get out of this. This mantra is not God words.
Yes.
These are
the
demonic.
These are the kingdom of darkness.
Yeah.
These are not kingdom of light words.
Yeah, but stole the language.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's not just redeeming the language, but saying, God, what are you saying?
Yes.
And even some of these weird words, we're going to go back to and say, what does this mean?
Yes.
And what does this mean to how we live in relationship with God?
Well, because even today, you're going to start to hear more and more in the Big C Church and Christendom, the word mystic is starting to make its way back, because the word mystic actually means walking daily with encountering God, like looking for Him in the everyday, looking to abide in Him, which is Jesus's words, abide, and that was what they meant by mystic, is they were abiding in Him and living in His presence every day, aware of Him,
being curious, to seek Him and to see Him in everything,
exactly.
Look, there's God, that's God.
Well, just like I shared on Sunday, I said, God is showing me that the event we go to here physically is not the event. It's not about the event, because He's got a purpose that He wants to show us if we're willing to be open to that. And I had shared a story about what happened when I went to the missions night on Friday. I came for the missions night. Great. We prayed, we worshiped, and I had a chance to meet a woman that I didn't know, she didn't know me. And then we made this important connection that I'm looking forward to. I was so encouraged by. And I was like, Lord, like, cool. That you brought her and me together here at this event to enjoy this event. But really, it was about us making this connection. And so seeing those things and being open to those things is part of living as a mystic.
And stopping and saying, I need to hear from you, God.
Exactly. In the middle of the day, and saying, and then realizing, so we can get so caught up in the middle, but speaking of just getting caught up and busy between the shores, but even in a day, like it can just get away from us. Like if there's things to do, there's tasks to take care of, there's people to talk to, and it's like boom, boom, boom. But God, what are you doing in the day? Like, what are you up to? What do you want me to be aware of? And it's, in Colossians, is it Colossians that talks about, or is it Philippians? One of the books, it's being seated at the right hand of Christ. Like being raised to heavenly places and seated with Christ. Christ ascended, and so we also are ascended, seated with Him in heavenly places. And so, Lord, give me your perspective on what it is you're doing today, and help my mind to go there. Like,
that put your mind on the things.
Yes, things above.
On Colossians 3.
Yes.
And see things from his perspective.
Yes.
And I think, and Hank talked about that idea of being connected with God and really, the Spirit of God communicates and desires to communicate with our spirits.
That's right.
Yes. And so, but we
spirit
can't,
to spirit.
Yeah, but you can't connect intellectually.
No.
But yes, he does communicate to our intellect.
Yeah.
But first through our spirit.
That's right.
And so when we are rejuvenated, saved, made right because of Christ's sacrifice in our spirit, so that our spirit is no longer dead but made alive.
Made alive. It's that reborn word that we will often use to being reborn. It's been made alive.
Then finally, our spirit is dominant in our lives. It is made alive in Christ, and we can receive from the Holy Spirit, and then understand maybe not everything, but understand enough at least to be obedient, to submit to what the Holy Spirit is saying in our life, and go, oh, I get that you love me.
Yes.
And so out of that, we respond in obedience, like, I want to love you.
Yeah.
And so I trust you. I work in my life. And so that brings understanding.
Yes.
And even in the mystical things that I don't know why, but I trust you.
Yeah, exactly. There's a mystery here.
Yeah, because I can now receive.
Yes.
I now see through that lens, oh, this is a God thing.
Yes.
Even though I thought it was, I do this, I do that, I get this.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's our logic in our mind wanting to put pieces together.
Yeah.
But the Spirit will flow like a river.
Yeah.
And it can take curves and go in different directions.
Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah.
and we can sometimes go, God, where are you taking me? It's never a straight line.
Well, actually, I'm really glad you brought up rivers.
Okay.
I had this thought when Hank was talking. I got thinking about rivers too.
Okay.
And I got thinking, you don't know what's around the bend.
No, because it's a big wide bend, and you're like wondering what's on the other side. Is there a waterfall?
Now you might be traveling with someone that knows a river.
Sure.
And they can say, hey, you need to get prepared for this.
Yes, there's a big rock up ahead.
Yeah, or there's rapids coming.
Yes.
And I've done like the upper St. John rivers.
Okay.
The headwaters of the St. John.
Okay.
A little
like
below,
an adventure.
It was wild. And I was with an older guy. He knew the river, but every year it changes.
Okay.
But he says there's rapids. So before the rapids, you have to prepare.
Yes.
Make sure everything in the canoe is
secure,
solid
right?
and secure.
Yeah.
Be prepared for whatever's. But you don't know what's up there. But you get ready. And then it's the excitement of going down through it. And every time it's different. Rocks have moved. Different things have shifted.
The preparation.
Yeah, and you have to be prepared. And once you go through it, then you pull into an eddy and you rest.
And you rest.
And you say, we made it. Yeah. And that is so much of life. It's not a formula. Like every bend and even if you went down that river before.
Yes. It can change based on how.
And if you're thinking it's just the river, like the biggest issue we ran into that year with deadfalls. Okay. Trees that had fallen across the river, and that was taking us out. It wasn't rocks. It was trees. It was the tree branches and stuff hanging over the river.
Yes.
And you would get hit, caught, turned sideways. You turn your canoe, and all of a sudden you're filling up with water.
Yes. Yeah.
And so many of the guys downed their canoes because of branches. Having nothing to do with the rocks and the water line.
That's what you're preparing for is the water, and you're always aware of. There's multiple things to be aware of. That is wild, which then, speaking of the path that you can't see around the bend, it's that reminder that our healing journey is a journey.
Yeah.
It's not one event.
Yep.
And like you said, the river shifts.
Yeah. There's not a formula. Each season, each year is different. And some of the guys were aware of this.
Okay.
Like we had one guy, his name's, hi Matt Libby, you'll probably not watch this.
But just in case.
Yeah, but he was like one of the top guides in northern Maine. Okay. And this guy, his grandparents owned Libby camps, which were back where.
Oh, so he knew.
Yeah,
the terrain.
He knew the terrain, but he knew what to look for. Like things, like I said, what's that along the side? Like I was seeing marks way up on the trees.
Sure.
And he goes, oh, that's where the ice was. And I'm like, up there? And he goes, yeah. Okay. And I said, so what does that mean? He said, with the ice that high, there's going to be more deadfalls.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, wouldn't have known that. But because he was experienced, he was aware of that. So he said, we need to be more aware of deadfalls because of how high the ice was. but there is someone who had experience. There is someone.
And that does show, like, that also speaks to when we walk in community. Yeah. We need the different generations because we need those who got ahead. Yeah. And then we need those behind us that we can help guide. Yeah. And speak to what potentially we need to be aware of on this journey. Yeah. And our journeys aren't going to be the same, but there are still things that are common that we can choose to share. Like, this is something to be aware of. Yeah. And then from that, there's technique and there's that's right. Now there's technology, there's tools, there's things you can do. Yeah. But it doesn't mean it's always going to work out. Yes. Well, sometimes your canoe will get full of water, and sometimes you'll capsize. Or you'll run in, like we ran into a complete log jam. Oh my goodness. Where, like, what do you do with that? Yeah, anyway. Like the river stopped. Yeah. And we had to get out and portage our canoes. Wow. Yep. See, unexpected. I mean, that's a picture of life. It's unexpected. Yeah. You don't know what you're going to run into. Yeah. And you're not meant to walk the journey. Yeah. Look, it's a portage. Yeah. You need another dude. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. To carry the canoe and the load. Like, it'd be very difficult to do it on your own, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So, and I mean, some guys are capable. Yes. It's just going to take a lot longer. That's right. But it's, and I love the fact that you can interchange the terminology, but ultimately you need to hear from God. Yes, you do need to hear. What do I need for this journey? Yep. What do I do in this situation? Exactly. There isn't a formula that works for everything. That's right. But there is a God who works in everything. In everything. Yeah. And what I love about the healing journey too, because it is unique to each person. Because God, I mean, we all have different home lives. We all have different experiences. We've all been, designed uniquely on our journey. And so he knows, like, distinctly what we need. And oftentimes I've noticed in my own journey that, he'll put people in situations around me which will be great resources, tools for my journey. And it's just a matter of me going, oh, I'm going to try that. Yeah. I'm going to do that. And then experiencing something that's going to help me navigate this river of life that we are on. And we run into all kinds of difficult and challenging things, but there is provision on the journey. I mean, he's called, Jehovah Jireh, our provider. He does provide. And sometimes we just have to ask God, open my eyes or give me the courage. Yeah. Give me the courage to step into things that I'm a little uncomfortable with. Yeah. But I kind of want to try. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And it's, as Hank mentioned in kind of close things out, it's living water. Yes. Living water is unpredictable. Yeah. But it has life in it, and life is unpredictable. That's right. But we have one giver of life. Yes. And he gives life everlasting. And that's our hope, that even beyond this life, there is more life to come. Exactly. And however the journey goes, we can trust him. We can know that when we hit a barrier, we can say, okay, God, this didn't surprise you. Yes. But what are you trying to say? And I love that phrase. It doesn't, because God isn't surprised. No. Like, by anything that we're navigating in our world today, he's not surprised. Not by our hurts, by our past, our successes, our future, our failures, our family, our pain. Any of those things. And so we can ask him, God, what are you up to? Yeah. And that's such a good question, is to use the what question and not the why, because the what puts us in the present to look at, in this moment, God, I need you. I need you to show me. Yeah. And he is such a good father. He wants to meet us. I've learned this. He's always there. He's just waiting for us to turn to him and say, I need you. Yeah. Because he's always there. He speaks. He does. Yep. So good, Joel. Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us. And we look forward to more conversations in the coming weeks. Keep listening. And the Sunday, Prone to Wander, we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means. So looking forward to it. Awesome. All right. Bye, everyone.